Here with me now, the President of Finland, Sauli Niinistö. Mr. President, thank you so much for joining me again. And just days before Russia invaded Ukraine, we spoke, and you told me you did not see any reason for, quote, dramatic, sudden changes to Finland's relationship with NATO. Here we are just 3 months later, and you've just announced you're going to formally apply to join the NATO alliance. Is this because you're worried Russia could attack you as well?
Well, just because we spoke on the phone and I told you what I can and what I cannot do, it doesn't mean I formed a pact with you. If I can lie to my wife every morning that she's beautiful just because I don't want her to file for divorce and see my child support, what makes you think I can't lie to you because you're working on CNN? No. Russia went ahead to attack Ukraine, but only that shows that President Putin is a coward. If he was strong, why did he attack Ukraine using the army? Why didn't he attack Ukraine in person? So I'm applying to NATO membership because it is easier to get to NATO, to get NATO membership than to join forces with the UPDF of Uganda. Uganda has a strong army, by the way. That's even stronger than that of NATO. And I believe if Russia dares attacked Uganda, the war will be over in less than 48 hours. So I and my government passed a referendum, and the people of Finland agreed that I lead the country to NATO membership and see what Russia will do about it. I know I promised you that I won't join NATO, but I'm now breaking the promise because there is absolutely nothing you can do to me.
So you were worried that you could be attacked?
Of course, when Russia attacks us before our membership to join NATO is approved, it will beat us properly.
A few years ago, Vladimir Putin said when he looks at your country, he sees friends, but warned that if you join NATO, he will see an enemy instead. I know you spoke with the Russian president yesterday. Does he now consider Finland an enemy? And how concerned are you that he may retaliate against you before your process continues and before you can fully qualify to be a member of NATO?
So when we spoke on the phone with President Putin, he said to me many things, but all was rubbish, just in case you wanted to know that.
Did he say anything that did surprise you?
Yeah, sure. I was surprised when he told me he ate pork and porridge for breakfast while live streaming on TikTok. I wondered how that came in when we were discussing the conflicts he has brought in Europe. He went ahead to ask what I think of President Kim Jong's dress code, which I replied, he must have been reasoned by a Ugandan parent. I then hung up the call. You can just imagine how pissed I was feeling.
You need the unanimous approval of all 30 NATO members in order to join the alliance. But on Friday, the Turkish President Erdogan said he does not look, quote, positively toward Finland and Sweden joining. I know you said you're confused by his reaction, but do you think Turkey actually could block you from joining NATO?
Yeah, first of all, Turkey can't stop itself from being eaten for dinner somewhere in Africa. What makes you think it can block Finland from joining NATO? Until then, it cannot. So I am not worried about that.
You're not? You think that ultimately Turkey will join the other NATO countries in approving your application?
You are speaking as if it has a choice, yet it doesn't have. Our application can still be approved with or without Turkey.
You spoke with President Zelensky of Ukraine just a few days ago, and as you know, he's extremely frustrated that NATO has not allowed Ukraine to join the alliance. Once Finland is part of NATO, will you advocate for Ukraine to be offered membership as well?
Definitely, and I repeat, President Zelensky was very frustrated when we spoke on the phone. So when we approved as Finland to join NATO, we will advocate and make sure Ukraine joins NATO because Ukraine has proved to the world that it's a force to reckon with. Russia thought it would beat Ukraine in less than a month, but instead it was humiliated. Russia is big for nothing. It's like a bag of chips which contains 80% air and 20% chips. And by the way, a lot has changed since I last spoke to you myself. And I'll make sure Russia turns from Washington, D.C. to Washington, B.C. if it doesn't withdraw its forces out of Ukraine before summer next year.
President Sauli Niinistö, thank you so much. It's nice to see you again. As you said, a lot has changed in the 3 months since we spoke last, and I hope to speak to you again soon.
Thank you.